So, you watch the Peacemaker Season 2 finale, and all you can think to yourself is, what is salvation? Well, salvation comes from, religious freedom and things like that, and purity of the soul, and I'm sorry, that's not what we're talking about today. We're actually talking about a different kind of salvation. We're talking about the planet salvation, and its connection to DC Comics. Now, you've probably been on here long enough. If you're a new subscriber here, you probably have also seen about a buttload of other YouTube channels talking about, well, salvation is this planet. I'm no different. Am I cashing in on something? Yeah. Do I feel bad about it? A bit. Am I still going to do this video? Yeah, I am. So welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I would appreciate a like and subscribe. It helps me keep my head above water in this vicious YouTube algorithm. So, but anyway, let's talk about salvation and what it could mean for the DC universe, of James Gunn's DC universe, I mean. So for those who don't know what Salvation is, Salvation was actually part of a Justice League miniseries called Salvation Run. It was basically an all-villains comic, because DC knows they have the cornerstone of villains. I mean, Marvel, yes, they have like Doctor Doom and Thanos, and Galactus isn't really evil, but that's a video for another time. You have like Doctor Doom and Doc Ock and all these other like notable villains. But you know who's even cooler? DC villains. Like, let's be real. When you compare DC villains to Marvel villains, the scales kind of tip in the DC favor. So, how many events have you seen with DC villain-centric? A lot. Yeah. So, Salvation Run was an all-villains storyline where essentially what had happened was Amanda Waller, alongside a group called Checkmate, had essentially rounded up a vast majority of supervillains and transported them off-world because they realized, Arkham Asylum and Bell Rev, they can't hold these, like Iron Heights, all of these places are incapable of holding these supervillains. So what are we going to do? They're not our problem. We'll dump them off somewhere else. So they dump them off onto a wayward planet, far in another galaxy. Like, so far there. And also, this planet, the other crazy thing is that they leave them without their tools. They have to rebuild some of their weapons. Some of the villains have to rebuild their weapons, and they don't give them any resources because the planet is viable for life. Problem is, they're just like, kill each other, do whatever. The government taxpayers aren't going to pay for your crap anymore. So what does happen when you put a bunch of villains on a planet that could easily be paradise? Well, it depends on what villain group you have, because Lex Luthor is thrown onto this planet as well, and is like, I can find a way out of here. Whereas the Joker is like, why do we want to go? We'll just create chaos. There's a great thing where where Lex Luthor is like, I can save you, and Joker goes, but I can set you free. This is basically Lord of the Flies with DC villains, if you haven't guessed. So that's the whole thing. It's just Lord of the Flies, but with supervillains. And in a weird way, that really does kind of work, if I'm being honest. It really does have like a solid idea behind it, where we follow two tribes, one led by Luthor and the other led by Joker, and all the villains are there, and even Martian Manhunter is undercover on this world. There are a lot of villains that get killed brutally, but it's comics, they always come back. So the comic itself is pretty decent. It's a fun read. It's also like during the event called Crisis on Infinite Earths. So it was basically where the majority of villains went during the events of when Superboy Prime punched the Source Wall and shit got weird. So what does this mean for the DC, for James Gunn's DCU? That's probably the question you've been waiting for. I think we are going to do Salvation Run in this universe. We did see that the first inmate there was Peacemaker himself. Now, is this going to be Peacemaker centric? It's probably that's what we're building towards, is that this will probably be what Peacemaker season 3 will be, and it will probably not be as epic as the comic it's based off of, because you had not only like Joker and Lex Luthor, you had Giganta, you had the Flash Rogues, you had everyone. And I do stress everyone. Now, James Gunn is a total comic nerd, so we're probably going to get some like interesting, shall we say, picks for villains. I would not be shocked if we had the Rainbow Creature here, or some of these other D-list villains that James Gunn can just pull out of nowhere and just do that, and have it be, again, just Lord of the Flies, but with supervillains. That's basically what it's probably going to be, is, Peacemaker's going to be trapped on Salvation, and not only is he going to have to, find a way to survive, but also encounter other villains. Now, will it be like Joker and Luthor? Probably not, though I wouldn't be shocked if Rick Flag backstabs Luthor and pushes him in there. Even though, yes, in this continuity, Luthor was the one who came up with the idea. I wouldn't be surprised if Rick Flag Sr. is like, I hate you, Luthor. Did you, it was a good idea. Did you think I wasn't going to use it on you? Fuck you. So that could easily be the case. Now, the other thing that you have to look at is that what villains could we see? Probably a lot of C-listers and D-listers. I just don't want James Gunn to kill off every villain. I know he's very kill happy with villains. We saw that in Suicide Squad. So I really do hope that the series doesn't turn into just one giant kill fest. I would really not like that. I would really prefer it not to be one giant absolute kill fest in any way, shape, or form. I would like to have these, also some notable villains, and also, some villains that survive. The other thing is, too, is that in the story, we also encounter parademons. Now, will we see parademons in here? Probably not. They're probably saving Darkseid much later down the road, but who knows? Maybe they will, have parademons just to hype up Darkseid when we eventually get to him. So the sight of parademons is oh shit, here Darkseid's on the way. Now, how would it end? No idea. Will it tie into the movies? Maybe. Remember, James Gunn's been all about connecting all the dots with everything. So, but I do, like I said, I think, and I could be totally wrong, I think this is just going to be Peacemaker season 3, because I don't know how much this is going to tie in with the other movies, and how much they want to have it tie in, and how long they want to keep that going until they do or if they even want to make a Salvation Run movie. But then again, James Gunn has been so all over the place with the movie schedule, and very far away from what we originally had announced way back several years ago. Who knows? Maybe we will get a Salvation Run movie. But yeah, so there you go. There's just my thoughts on it. I just thought I'd come on here and talk about that. Anyway, other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.